Welcome and welcome back. We got ourselves a whole column revealed today and a couple of other things, so let's talk about it. Now, today's reveal came in the form of a full-on introductory video for GridMaster on the Old School channel. Most of this they've gone ahead and updated into the news post, but one thing I wanted to call out before we go and look at the board itself, they gave us all of the XP rate, point multipliers, everything like that. Now, they had talked about this before. It looks like it's actually slightly better than what they had said. So the base drop rate is going to be 8 times. We're getting 4 times minigame points. Farming is 5 times faster, 5 times the Slayer points, and it's a little weird how they've displayed the skill XP. Plus 400% is actually 5 times XP. It's a little weird. But I'm just going to say this is 5x. I think that kind of lines up with how everything else is there. So you're looking at a 5 times XP rate right off the bat. Now, I didn't see anything else hidden away in this video, so let me jump over to the news post. So as you can see, they have revealed to us this center column. This is meant to be the free-to-play completable column. Now, there may be a handful of other tiles that free-to-play can complete, like this alking one, for example. Technically, they could do it. I don't know if that means they're going to lock free-to-play to only the center column, or if you can expect to pick up some random tiles here and there. But within this column, we have ourselves a couple more confirmed pieces now. The first one here at the top, reach 500 total level. Going to be really easy for members, slightly more challenging for free-to-play, but for both, shouldn't be too bad. And as the reward, it's a little odd, we're getting a 25k XP lamp. Now, my assumption here is this also is going to take into account the additional XP multiplier that we get. So if you're getting this right off the bat, it'll be 5 times this, which will be 125k. We also can see here on the bottom, we got another reveal for the XP multiplier. It says plus 200%. It is additive. So essentially what this means is once we unlock this, we're going to get 7 times XP instead of 5 times XP. And I imagine if we have more of these on the board somewhere, we'll see those also being additive, though they haven't confirmed it yet, so could be wrong. But if you've already unlocked the row, maybe this is the last thing you do, getting 500 total, then that'll make this lamp worth 175k XP and whatever skill you want to put it in. Now, I'm going to circle back and talk about kind of my initial thoughts of where I would use the XP lamp as we go through the rest of the reveals for today. So, next one is going to be chop a maple log. Pretty straightforward. We're getting ourselves object, perfect. It's going to be another copy of, picking one of these gathering relics. And you can also see we're going to get a second one as well. Object, perfect. Yes. So you will be able to get all 3 of the tools. So right now, what you're kind of looking for is likely picking up Lumberjack first, getting to the maple logs, taking Power Miner, getting to the gold ore, and then taking Animal Wrangler so that you can do things like Temperos and cooking a shark. But in either case, both of these tasks, they'll be really quick because we're getting 5 times XP. And the other one that they revealed over here is opening Bryophyta's chest, so you are going to have to get a key in order to fight Bryophyta. And we now know what this symbol is, which is the Combat Mastery symbol. Now it says here, all Combat Mastery is increased by 1 tier. So what this says to me is other places on the board are going to have more of these until we eventually reach max for all of the Combat Mastery tiers. So I have the feeling they're going to just keep these grouped together. Now it goes up to tier 6, meaning we're probably going to have this one in an additional 5 places somewhere here on the board. I actually wouldn't be surprised if they put some of it into like a row or column reward as well, because tier 6 is going to be really powerful on this. Now, since we only have access to one, I'm probably not going to spend a ton of time talking about all of the different tiers, but it is worth just kind of doing a quick shout out to these. Now, tier 1 isn't going to be like the craziest of things, especially because we're already going to pick up this minimum potential if we're able to do the lesser demon. So things like the ranged one, where damage rolled beneath 30% of your max hit is increased by 30%. It's not really going to help you in the early game. It may help you a little bit later on once your max hit is like really, really high. But you're not going to see like a huge increase from this unless you're not able to get through the lesser demon at the Wizard's Tower. The melee one is also like not that great. 25% chance to roll damage twice, taking whatever the highest result is. It means that you'll be consistently hitting higher, But especially at the lower levels, since we have that minimum potential, we're not really going to have to worry about it. Now, the magic one, I mean, that one is just straight up good whenever you get a max hit. And actually, it's probably made stronger by the fact that we're going to have that minimum hit thing here. So magic's really going to benefit from the tier 1. But these other two, yeah, they're really going to be like mid, late game where you start to see those really matter. Now, since they've said that this goes and increases all of the tiers by 1, we can look at how all of these are set up and kind of see the future of what are some of the things we're going to have access to. We're going to get better attack rates on all of the different styles at both tier 3 and tier 5. So a lot of weapons are going to become really, really strong as you get up into those tiers, give you some interesting different options. It is made so that all of the mega rare weapons are essentially the best, but there's also some weird things in there that you'll find that can do a little bit better. Like slower weapons tend to benefit from this more, especially once you get up into tier 5, because they have, higher strength, higher range damage, whatever it may be, right? The slower weapons, they're meant to be harder hitting, and because of how this rounding works, you can often get away with, just using something like a god sword for melee because of how it rounds down, and you'll actually get a lot of damage. Same thing with like Barrows sets, so Darox becomes extremely good as well. Some other things to look forward to in this are going to be things like, for ranged, never missing. So assuming that we get all the way up to tier 6, this one is crazy. It allows you to do a ton of different stuff, like wear your full tank armor, take in some knives or some darts into whatever content that you want. And especially since we know we're already getting minimum potential, range will never be able to miss. Now you'll never be able to hit below a 5. Range might, again, become like the strongest. Now these other ones are still good. Range, I'm definitely looking at range right now. Range look pretty good. But I think the nice thing will be we'll have the option to do whatever it is that we want. We're not like locked into range. So you're actually going to be able to try all 3 styles and see for yourself how you feel about them. The echo hits for melee, the bigger below stuff up for magic. So I think this is going to be a really good time, and I'm curious to see where they end up putting all of the different combat mastery points. Hopefully not behind something too difficult like a 30-minute Inferno or all of the Desert Treasure 2 bosses over here. Although this one, I guess this one's probably already the Barrows Gloves. Maybe we'll be fine. I guess the only one that we're not accounted for is this row right here. Don't be mean, Jagex. Don't do this to people. Let them get to tier 6 mastery for free. Don't make them have to do this thing. But circling back to the reveals, the last thing we got, I kind of already mentioned, once you've completed the row, you get this extra XP multiplier for your skills. So again, you're going from 5x to 7x. So it's additive, not multiplicative. Would be fun if it was, because we'd get up into some crazy rates, but it's still going to be really fast. Now, going back towards this XP lamp, based on what we have now, there are a couple different paths that you could use in order to rush certain parts of the board. Just as a quick note, 175k XP from level 1 is going to take you all the way up to level 55. Right off the bat, if you wanted to focus in on some of the other tasks, you could use that lamp to get thieving up. That'll help you unlock Golden God. That's not my favorite because I kind of suspect we're going to get a thieving relic somewhere in here, and it'll probably be in one of these easier areas. So you can, it's sort of like rushing it, but honestly, for how fast thieving is, even if we didn't get a relic, I don't know if I love that play, but it is certainly an option for you. Likewise, you could also put it towards fishing, but kind of for a similar reason. Since you're getting all 3 of the gathering relics, you're going to be able to pick up Animal Wrangler. So unless you're trying to do some sort of, crazy rushing strat to like finish the board first, I don't know that I would use it for cooking, but that is one of the options that kind of immediately stands out since you'll be able to very quickly pick up cooking the shark. Although I say rushing this, since you're getting 500 total, you're having to train a lot of skills, so maybe that's not going to be that fast anyway. Okay, so now that we've talked a little bit about some of the options that are on the board already, let's take a look at what sort of skill coverage we currently have. So what I've got up on the screen is just to help us visualize a little bit how the skill coverage is looking so far. Because maybe your first reaction to the lamp is, you know what, let me use it on a skill that I'm already going to struggle to train. And actually, we have really great coverage with things like Golden God, picking up, things like prayer and magic and all of these buyable skills. They're all going to be quite easy. All of the gathering relics, they give us basically all of the gathering skills and some of these secondary ones. Slayer, we've got that Slayer relic. So really the only thing that we're kind of missing right now is farming. And I kind of expect we're going to get a farming relic too. So, all of this to say, I do think you have a lot of freedom with where you want to put this. So, besides rushing certain board tasks, you may want to pick a specific activity that you really want to do. And maybe you're trying to get into the Warriors Guild much faster. And so for combatant, maybe you pick up something like this combo for your combatant skills, and you just want to dump that lamp into strength to give you a couple extra levels to make it easy to get into that Warriors Guild. That could be one way to go about this. If you want to rush down a certain quest that maybe has a quest requirement on it, maybe you dump it into something like Slayer, because Slayer is already a little slow at the start. You're probably not going to have the Slayer relic right off the bat, just because it's behind this killing the Major in the Inferno task. So maybe you want to jumpstart on that. You can get 55 Slayer with that lamp, assuming you've completed the entire first column. That would also allow you to unlock things like moons really quickly, assuming that we don't get that quest auto-completed for us, because that has a Slayer requirement on it. So you can kind of bypass that and go get yourself some moons equipment really early. Since we are starting with the 8 times drop rate, it's actually not bad to just go and jump straight into PVM. We may see an increased drop rate thing somewhere else on the board as well, so it might get better than times 8. But times 8's already like a lot. There's pretty much nothing stopping you if you wanted to go for items. You may also decide that, you know what, you really don't like training certain skills. I know Hunter is one that is not a favorite for folks, and even though we do have a Gathering Relic, which is going to make it really fast to catch chins, you still need some Hunter levels to catch chins. So maybe you want to put the lamp into Hunter. That way you can immediately go and start catching gray chins. So I think all of those options are quite viable. And if you're really feeling it, maybe you just want to rush your way to 99 magic, you totally could. That's also very viable because given the spread of all the XP, I think we're going to have coverage on all of the skills anyway. So if there's one specific thing that you want to do, I think go for it. I think you've got free reign to use this XP lamp kind of however you want and not feel bad about it. Now, that is all of the tiles that they gave us, but that is not everything that they added to the board. We did get a couple other text teasers in here. This one over here in the middle row, it's meant to be an easy one. The sixth brother, you never thought as an equal to them. I'm glad I am important to you. This is going to be something like killing Torag or maybe like looting a Barrows chest, but it's definitely going to be something related to Barrows. No hint on the reward though, so we don't quite know what it is. But I almost wonder if it would be a level in the combat masteries, because they're going to want to give us a decent amount of combat masteries early, and they're probably going to come from PVM tiles. And I feel like Barrows is a reasonable step up from something like Bryophyta. Could be wrong. Maybe there's a Scurrius tile in here somewhere. They did tease that before in like the initial GridMaster video, so we may see that for a combat mastery task. Honestly, why not both? We're going to have to get 5 more of these somewhere. But the next one we have got is also in this middle row, another easy tile. I was one of the first you saw, overlooked, and forgotten like always. Now, what this makes me think of is one of the NPCs maybe in Lumbridge? Checking your age at Hans is a task that they've had before in Leagues, though is he really forgotten? It could be something related to, there's the Lumbridge guide, I feel like you never talk with him. It could be something like that. This one I feel a lot less certain about, so I'm curious what sort of guesses you guys have for what this hint is going to mean. But it is on an easy tile, so it can't be anything like too crazy. Darn, and also no hint on the reward for this one either. Ugh, hate to see it. And it looks like that is it for what they have added today. How you guys feeling about this so far? Are you hyped? Are you excited for the game mode? One of you was asking me for what time it starts. In Pacific time. We got it right here, 4 a.m. Good luck to you, sir. But with one more day to go, I will leave it at that. While you're waiting for the final reveal tomorrow, highly encourage you to check out the Zaya Lock series. I'll have it linked over there on the left. Brand new account, locked to the continent of Zaya, trying to do everything that the continent has to offer. And if that final reveal is out, I will have that linked down below me. So thanks for watching, take care, and I will catch you tomorrow.